This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you may have missed this morning, but we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 9th of September 2021, and I am Tujay.
I'm Tuam.
And I am GK. In case you missed the headlines, here they are. In the Daily Nation, Battle of Economic Models. In the Standard, what a Kalonzo 2022 bid means. In the Star, Waigoro jitters signal major shifts in Central. And People Daily, shock as many receive fake J&J COVID jab.
Whoa.
Mixed bag of headlines.
Very mixed bag. And we have a three-part criteria that we're going to use to break them down. We ask ourselves, is it topical or speculative? Is it repetitive or groundbreaking? Is it thoughtful or just plain lazy?
Today, dear Kikuyus, like all other Thursdays, I will address you. We're just 330-something days from August 2022. And we are seeing a repeat of the 90s ethnic clashes in Molo. We are just 11 months away from August 2022, and we are beginning to see a repeat of the 2007, 2008 post-election violence in the name of banditry in Laikipia. Dear Kikuyus, these criminals have not just invaded your farms, they have killed your women and children, they have displaced families, they have taught schools, and they have stolen your property. And the crazy thing about all this is that the people suspected to be behind the carnage in Laikipia are close allies of Deputy President William Ruto. They are always paying homage to Chief Hasura. And yet it is you Kikuyus who have been singing Hasura Nation like a nonsense. It is you Kikuyus who suffer most when clashes happen. And I want to remind you, when William Ruto said this,
Mimi nauliza nyinyi, kama mko na shida na Wakikuyu, hamuko na shida na Wakikuyu kuliko sisi wa Kalenjin. Tuko na shida kubwa zaidi. Sawa sawa? Lakini ikifika mahali unatofautisha maneno, unaweka maneno ya tofauti za kijamii kando, unatafuta serikali kwanza, kwa sababu ile serikali itakusaidia kutatua matatizo ulio nayo.
What did he mean? If he says the only way to deal with you Kikuyus is to get government fast, what does he mean by that? If you Kikuyus in Laikipia are being aggressed right now, what will happen to you if Ruto becomes president? If someone is accused at the ICC of killing and displacing your people, why in God's good world would you think he'll be good to you when he gets power? What's my point here? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, then it is definitely a duck. Don't second guess your inner thoughts. If a man who's accused of tormenting you and killing you is now breaking bread with people who are killing you, he will crush you when he gets to power. Take it or leave it.
The gospel to Kikuyus.
Oh wow, I hope they're listening.
So going into 2022, Uhuru Kenyatta knows he has to plan for the worst case scenario, and already we're seeing that. And he cannot simply hope for the best outcome for the country. So a story is told in the Bible of Joseph, who saved Egypt from a 7-year famine. The Pharaoh had a dream he could not make sense of and asked his wisest advisors to explain it to him. But they couldn't translate it. But someone remembered Joseph, who was in prison at the time, had a reputation for explaining the meaning of dreams. And so he was called for. In the dream, Pharaoh was standing by a river when he saw 7 fat cows come out of the water. And then 7 others came out that were thin and lean-fleshed. The second set of cows ate the first set of cows. Now Joseph explained that the dream meant that there would be 7 years of plenty in Egypt and then 7 years of famine. Therefore, Joseph suggested that Pharaoh appoint someone discreet and wise to take 1/5 of the harvest every year for 7 years and store it as a buffer for the year of famine. The plan was approved and Joseph was made second in command over Egypt. He executed the plan perfectly so that when 7 years of famine arrived, everyone in Egypt was saved. Now this is a simple but profound story of why it is important to have a person who decodes your dreams and understands your vision for country. And having a wise and discreet second in command, a feat that William Ruto has failed in. Now, I submit that Uhuru has always known that he could not leave his dream and vision of the country to be interpreted by just anyone.
Yes.
Least of all, his rogue deputy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uhuru saw the potential collision that comes from alienating other ethnic groups and decided that he needed to create a buffer, a safe transition into 2022 to the next regime. A buffer being something that prevents two things from coming into contact and harming each other. Politically, this means whose presidency will secure a better future for all, not just hustlers.
Right.
Whose will offer inclusion and continuity and integrity.
Yeah.
Whose presidency will not reverse the gains made through devolution of power and resources. Now, many might be frustrated with the slowness of Uhuru's succession maneuvers, but take heart. Maybe his philosophy is this. When they say, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend 4 of those hours sharpening my axe.
Yeah.
This is because an axe is a strength multiplier.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
cannot be the strongest lumberjack in the world. I mean, you can be the strongest lumberjack in the world,
Right.
but with a dull axe, you are in trouble.
Correct.
And maybe we will be surprised about who Uhuru is actually sharpening. So some food for thought there.
So I want to agree with GK that we do need to consider this merit of a transitional candidate.
Yeah.
Right.
Every election cycle in this country cannot bring us to the brink of chaos. And we've said before that what Kenya needs is a Mandela presidency,
Yeah.
a one-term president whose only focus will be political stabilization.
Yes.
Now, we're of the opinion that Raila Odinga is a man for this job. And on January 31st, 2018, Raila started his road to Damascus, this come to Jesus moment that would lead him to the presidency.
Yeah.
Remember, just the day before, on the 30th of January, he had sworn himself in as a people's president. He was surrounded by thousands of supporters, former Kenyan citizen Miguna and James Orengo. But despite the support from the masses, the turnaround that Raila was expecting never happened. He wasn't escorted into State House. A revolution led by the people never took place, and his allies were nowhere to be seen. In fact, on that very day, Odinga took the oath alone, as Kalonzo, Mudavadi, and Wetangula were locked in a hotel room somewhere, or so the story goes.
Yeah.
But why do I call the aftermath of the swearing in a Damascus moment for Baba? If the Damascus moment speaks to having a sudden change of ideas or belief, what did Raila realize that made him stand down? In my view, he finally understood that after 5 attempts, making an alliance with the people simply doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took him 5 lost elections to realize this truth, and 38 days later, the handshake was born. Raila had relied on the strength of the people for so long that when it actually mattered, they failed him.
Yes.
And this is because the masses are fickle.
Yes.
They are a pendulum that swings with even the slightest breeze. And today, William Ruto has adopted the same losing strategy.
Yeah.
And if he wants to build his campaign on an alliance with the people, he can go for it, by all means.
Absolutely.
Be the people's second president of Kenya.
Yes.
It has just about as much authority as he has right now, being deputy president.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But the bigger lesson, I believe, is that Raila learned that country is bigger than the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we need right now is a one-term president who will prioritize the political stabilization that Uhuru Kenyatta has started.
I couldn't agree more.
Beautiful.
So guys, who do we give our winning headline, given that they were a mixed bag?
Yeah.
To him. Yeah.
We give the winning headline to you.
Yeah.
I'm almost about to say that we
Memo
should give it to the
Kikuyus.
Memo to Kikuyus.
I
We
would-
give it to the what's the one with Waiguru?
No, we cannot give the one to Waiguru, please.
No, that's
I
not
feel
no.
like the battle of economic models was sort of clever.
It was,
but
yeah.
Nah, that one nonsense.
Can we toss all of them for being
Yeah.
Wait, so we're giving the headline to 2M?
Yeah.
headline goes to
Goodness,
two?
what a first.
Onto the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country, where we also have a 3-part criteria. We ask ourselves, is it humorous or dry? Is it satirical or pessimistic? And is it effective or just plain lazy? Can we begin with the Daily Nation?
In the Daily Nation, we have a caption which says State of the Nation, and we have a boxing match going on. So we have Ruto and Uhuru with their talking heads, and we have Ruto with caricatures of Sudi and Itumbi as fists, and on the other side we have a caricature of Uhuru with Tuju and Murathe as fists as well, and they're fighting it out. But in the background we have Laikipia on fire and families running away, quite sad.
Pessimistic.
I don't think this is the state of the nation, really.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's yeah.
I think that's such a one lens view of what's happening.
Of what it is.
Yeah.
Let's move to the Standard.
Yeah.
The Standard, we have the focus here is on President Samia Suluhu. And so we have her caricatured as a puppet, and under her is Team Jakaya Kikwete, the former president, and on the top, helping her her hands work is the Magufuli camp. And the little guy in the corner saying it's hard to be your own puppet. And I think this is a hit at President Samia Suluhu.
Is that Gado?
Yes, it is Gado, obviously. His
former country.
But I think it's difficult to escape this kind of idea that she's a puppet, given she inherited Magufuli's government. So you have his people dominating intelligence and government arms. And I think it'll take a bit more time for her to sort of re-establish or establish her own own roots, which I think she already is on the way to doing.
Definitely.
So more power to her.
No, but of course they would say this about a woman.
Yeah. I would say we park it.
Yeah.
I'd like,
My goodness. The Star.
Yeah.
You have a drawing, it's a cartoon of cows. Their horns have been made into Kalashnikovs, smoking guns. And the caption there is Laikipia. I think this is with regard, dehorning Laikipia. Yeah. Dehorning, so you remove the guns and so that they remain with horns. Look, this, I think this is in the context of what's happening in Laikipia right now, and affirmed what I said earlier. If we do not take care, we are going to have communities that are being aggressed right now in Laikipia arming themselves.
Yeah.
And what you're going to have is a repeat of what we've had in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we haven't had, and William Ruto is still doing whatever.
But I think what's also quite interesting is over the course of this, campaign season beginning, we keep having this moments where we say, it's too early for this, it's too early for this.
Yeah.
I mean, for how much longer are we going to say it's too early for this? Remember we complained about Kennel when Ruto went there a couple of months ago, and then we said, it's too early for people to be dying.
Absolutely. But then if this country goes to the dogs, the people to blame the courts, you judiciary people, you will make country go to. You refused BBI. This is a nonsense. It was meant to curb.
It's all on you.
It's all on you. Anyway,
okay,
next.
Park that. People Daily.
People Daily. You have a caricature of William Ruto standing on a podium, and he's looking at I think that's an electricity extension thing, and it's a power place. And the caption there is warning: 2020 volts do not touch. And there's a resignation switch there, and Ruto is saying, switch it off if you are bold enough.
Oh, can someone switch it off already?
I know. Are we hostages, really?
Yeah.
As a Kenyan?
Yesterday I asked Atafanya Nini. I mean, what is he gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Can we give that our winning cartoon?
No.
Why not?
No, you know why I like it? I think it's accurately representing the hold he's having over the country. So is he saying, if you make me resign, what will you do?
No, this
no. As Prof would say.
This one remove. It makes him look powerful.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. It depends which way you're looking at it.
Let's take the one for cows and guns. And I like that.
We gave you a headline. Now we are taking the cartoon.
Indeed,
so
I agree
winning
with that.
cartoon goes to the people taking it. So I want to end with this, guys. I want to end with a quote. And it's a Turkish proverb. It says, the forest was shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe. Because the axe was clever and convinced the trees that because his handle was made of wood, he was one of them. Who is that trying to make you think that he is one of you and he really isn't? And what should you pay attention to?
It's beautiful.
Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, but also find us on TV. We're on GoTV, Pan Free to Air, and Star Times. Have a lovely evening.
Yes.